Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Hope you are having a great day. Today we have some new stories for you. Am I the idiot for specifically not inviting my stepmother-in-law to my 21st? This is an old situation but plays on my mind pretty regularly. Background info: my 21 female parents separated when I was 6 and have since remarried and had more children. It was a messy separation and wasn't always pretty, but after some time and a lot of effort on their parts, they have been sharing meals for my birthdays since I was about 16. My boyfriend, 22 male, and I have been dating since 15 of 16. His parents are also divorced but separated when he was 14. It was messy, with allegations of his dad cheating. He's lived with his mum B since in a new house, but sees his dad C regularly, who lives in the old house. His dad started dating E within 12-18 months and she moved in within 2 years. It was messy to say the least. About 2 years ago his sister had her 21st and to avoid drama invited both their bio parents and the new partner E's children, 22 female and 23 male. Only 23 male came, but not E. This seemed to go as smoothly as it could, as an outsider. My boyfriend didn't have a 21st to avoid dealing with the issue. There's a history of an incident occurring when his mum and E were present, I believe instigated by his mum, but I wasn't there so can't comment. His mum gets upset and uncomfortable when his dad and E are mentioned around her. It's worth mentioning, I'm much closer with his mum's side due to him living with her and us generally being around each other a lot more often. When planning my 21st, I was really stuck on what to do. If they were my parents, I would have told them to be there and be civil or not to come at all. But they aren't, so I knew that would be inappropriate. After discussing with my parents and then with my boyfriend, he said he didn't want to face the drama of inviting E. When mentions of a possible party happened, they half-jokingly commented that they probably wouldn't be able to go, to avoid the drama of his mom. This comment annoyed me, but that's another post story. In the end, I decided to invite everyone including E's kids, but not E or his dad. I reached out to her and his dad on the same day as invites to ask if they were available on my birthday to go for dinner together and celebrate. My 21st was scheduled for the following weekend, and I got no response. I also brought up going for dinner in person, and the topic was brushed past. Additionally, neither of her children came or messaged to explain their absence, which leads me to think it was related to her not being invited. I feel awful for not having invited her, but I'm not sure how else I could have approached the situation. I could tell it strained things between us afterwards. I had hoped they might have understood the predicament. I also understand that it must suck for them to always miss these events. Am I the idiot? Well, I don't think you're the idiot here. First off, it's your birthday, so you can invite whoever you want. Second, if someone already has a history of arguing and making a scene with one of the other guests, it shouldn't be a surprise to them that they weren't invited. Especially since that was the reason she wasn't invited to her stepdaughter's party, and her stepson didn't even celebrate his birthday, so there wouldn't be a risk of a fight between them at his party. After all this, is she really surprised that she wasn't invited to your party? A party that your mother-in-law is going to be there? Come on. I know the right thing to do would be for these two adults to be able to be in the same room without starting a fight, especially after so long, but since they apparently still act like children, other people have to make these kinds of decisions, so that the whole celebration isn't ruined. What else can you do? I understand that E and Dad's boyfriend are upset, as are her children, of course, but you're not the idiot for making this decision, OP. And what did you guys think of this situation? What would you do if you were OP? Don't forget to leave your comments down below. Now let's read what other information OP left in the comments. Not the idiot. It's your birthday party, you can invite who you want. Not the idiot. However, your boyfriend should have stepped up to the plate and told both his sets of parents that they were invited, that he expected them to be on their best behavior, and that any drama would result in their being uninvited and not being invited to his eventual wedding. There comes a time to tell our parents and other family to just knock it off. Your boyfriend missed an opportunity and left the dirty work to you. It's all still very fresh for him and something he finds really difficult to navigate. He wasn't in a good place with his MH at the time, otherwise it is something I would have expected to him. It's now something he's actively working on for, as you say, his eventual wedding and having kids of his own, whether or not that's with me. My boyfriend, his sister, and their parents have gotten by with not really ever having to address these issues. It only really comes up at Christmas, and even then, they all kind of ignore it. I guess in a way I'm lucky my parents divorced while I was so young because they were forced to find a way to co-parent and coexist in my life. Soft, you are the idiot. It's really odd to me that E's kids are invited to these things, but not her. It makes her more of an outsider. It doesn't sound like she was the other woman on the broken marriage, but even if she was, she's married to your boyfriend's dad now. Is anyone really surprised that the dad and step-siblings didn't come or respond? Sorry, I misworded my post. I also didn't invite his dad, but I did invite the children because they'd been invited to his sister's 21st and we're all close in age, so I'm trying to find opportunities for us to spend more time together. I would have also invited them to the dinner with his dad and their mom and completely respect their choice not to come when their mom wasn't invited. I also invited his grandparents from both his mom's and dad's sides because I'm close with them both. His grandparents on his dad's side only didn't come because they were on holiday. She was the other woman. The 12 to 18 months between separation and dating is just what is publicly shared, however they work together and there's other compelling reasons to believe there may have been some level of infidelity. She also moved into his mom's old house, where she'd lived for over 20 years. So she's a big trigger for his mom. I have my own opinions about everyone needing to get their shit together and act like adults and be civil for their children, but it's not my place to make those calls. Edit to add, they also aren't married. But that's neither here nor there. You are the idiot for buying into their drama. Invite everyone and let them sort it out. Not inviting the significant other of someone you're inviting is totally an idiot move. You could have just not invited your boyfriend's family at all, as what do they have to do with your birthday anyway? Somebody has to be the adult who sets the precedent of, don't bring you all's nonsense to my party. Sorry, I should actually clarify, I didn't invite his dad either, but I invited his grandparents, on both sides, and these children and their partners because we're all close in age and I'd been trying to build relationships with them. Them going to his sister's 21st lead me to think they would be okay with coming to mine, and I wanted to give them the option. However, if he wasn't dating E, I absolutely would have invited just his dad by himself. I invited my boyfriend's family because I'm quite close with them and usually join them for birthday dinners, and they usually organize to have dinner with me to celebrate mine. I thought it would be a nice opportunity for them to spend time getting to know my family as well, since we'd been together so long and not had many other opportunities for them to meet. You are the idiot. Your party, your invites. How you feel about E is one thing. Did you really expect E's children to email you a response? They went to their stepsister's party. Did you honestly think they going bend over backwards for their stepbrother's girlfriend? That's a good point. I think I was mostly hurt because with them not responding, they also didn't contact me at all for my birthday, even just to wish me happy birthday. They also didn't contact my boyfriend for his earlier in the year, though we've always done so for them and gone to dinners for their birthdays. When we've been unable to attend, we've been made to feel guilty for not putting in enough effort. I guess maybe I need to reevaluate my expectations. OP also tell us. I'm in Australia, so the 21st is usually a big combined family and friends affair, because everyone's been going out drinking for years already. For reference, his grandpa and I did shots together at my 21st. Like I said though, I'm really close with his mom and mom's parents because we're around them all the time, whereas I see his dad maybe once a month, he sees him about 2 to 3 times a month. While I agree with all that you all said, I don't see it as my place to push those thoughts with his family, beyond encouraging my boyfriend to have firmer boundaries, and advocate for himself and his desire to include his dad more. And about you guys? What did you think of the comments? What did you think of OP's replies? And what else would you advise her? Would you do the same as OP? Or do you think she should have been more considerate with Ian boyfriend's dad feelings? Don't forget to leave your thoughts down below. Now let's go to the next story. Oh, and I hope you are enjoying the video so far. If so, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications to know when a new video is out. Now let's go to the next story. Am I the idiot for taking my medication in front of my future step-siblings? I, 16 female, have epilepsy, I have seizures because of it and I take medication for those seizures. It's a condition I can't control which many people in my life don't really get, except for Dad, unfortunately. My mom and Dad have been separated for 3 years. She started dating this guy Jeff who's a single dad of 2 kids ages 6 and 8. He comes over with his kids to visit us every week. Yesterday, he visited and brought the kids. I don't usually sit with him, but this I had to get to know my future step-siblings better, as my mom says. Anyways, while we were sitting I grabbed my medication, which made Jeff side-eye me for 30 seconds. He then told his kids to go to the other room, then started berating me, asking what the hell I just did. I was so confused by his language, not knowing what he meant. He told me it was not okay for me to take medication in front of his kids. I was like, why not? And he started ranting about how his kids shouldn't see this stuff and that I should have went to my room or any other room to take my medication if it was so important to me. I was shocked and Mom didn't even say anything at the time, which really got me questioning what I did. He then said those are my step-siblings, they're of young age and should not be exposed to such sights, and that I'm going to have to come up with a better way to deal with my condition and medication intake because he doesn't want his kids exposed to that once we all start living together as a family. I told him it wasn't my problem, which caused the argument to escalate. Mom sided with him and I had to go to my room to calm down a bit. After him and his kids left, Mom picked another argument with me, saying I should have been more considerate of the kids seeing my medication, and said that Jeff has a point, but I was being too rude to him. She told me she's expecting me to apologize and get right with Jeff next time he visits, but I said no. Now I'm punished for next weekend for my attitude towards my stepdad, but am I the a-hole here? Oh my God. I don't even know where to begin. Actually, I do. Do not stop taking your medication, for God's sake, OP. I don't know what crazy world your mom and her boyfriend live in, but don't risk your life because of these 2 idiots. First, I don't understand why people are mad with you for having epilepsy, especially your mom. They act as if it's your fault, as if you can control it. What do they think? That you do it on purpose? If that's the case, they're the ones who seriously need another type of medication. Second, what's wrong with your mom's boyfriend? Seriously. Because only someone with serious mental problems would demand that a person, especially a child, stop taking the medication they need to survive. He's an a-hole, and your mom is a bigger a-hole for agreeing with him. Also, what does he mean his kids shouldn't be exposed to these things? They can't see someone taking a medicine? A pill? If they are sick, they shouldn't be medicated? Is that what he is saying? Is OP's medication administered through syringes? If that's the case, I understand some of his concerns, but the right thing to do should be to explain OP's situation to them, not tell her to deal with this and demand that she stop her treatment, because he's made up in his head that OP's illness isn't real. Jackass. No, OP, you're not the idiot here, and my advice would be for you to pack your bags and move in with your dad, or someone other family member. But I know that might not be possible, so I'd say you should try talking to a counselor or a family friend, to try to find a middle ground with your mom, at least until you're 18 and can find somewhere to stay. Regarding having a relationship with her after leaving her house, that's your choice, but at the moment, it's being very hard to try to say you should do it. Not the idiot. And what did you guys think of this situation? What do you think OP should do? Don't forget to leave your thoughts down below. Now, let's read what other information OP left in the comments. Go live with your dad. Like, now. I can't do that right now. My dad has some stuff going on and moving in with him might add to that, so. Not the idiot. I can't even come up with a reason why there would be an issue taking the medication in front of the other children. I mean, it seems it's something they should be exposed to, and have some basic knowledge about the condition you have. I know, right? It's not like I'm taking drugs or something like that, lol. Not the idiot. Is there any way you can go leave with your dad? Huge red flag that your mother didn't stand up for you. I'm still in shock at the line if it's so important to you and how the mom said nothing to that. Not having seizures should be important to everyone. What the F? Your mom sounds like a sorry excuse for a parent and human. OP, please do not stop taking your medication for any reason. If they take it off you, call the police. Seizures are serious business and can cause permanent brain damage and even death. You need this medication and it is this important to you. Do not let them take it off you or stop you getting it. This is so alarming. I am so sorry you're in this situation. This is child abuse, medical neglect, emotional abuse and neglect. You need to get out of there as soon as possible. Please call your dad as soon as possible. And tell your school counselor and your GP next time you see them. And what about you guys? What did you think of the comments? What else do you think OP should do? What other advice would you give her? Don't forget to leave your comments down below. And that's it for today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, go watch the video that is appearing on the screen right now or click on one of our playlists that are in the description to watch more videos. Until next time.